The Owens family stood on the curb, bathed in the orange glow of the setting sun. Their house, a stately Victorian, loomed behind them. Boxes piled high on the sidewalk marked the end of an era. After 20 years, the Owens were moving on. Sarah Owens, her hand resting on the worn brick wall, felt a pang of sadness. This house held a lifetime of memories. First steps, birthday parties, whispered secrets late at night, all echoing within these walls. She turned to her husband, Michael, his face etched with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Ready, honey?" he asked, his voice tinged with uncertainty. Sarah nodded, forcing a smile. She was ready for a fresh start, a new chapter. But a part of her wondered if this house, their home, was ready to let them go. As they drove away, a flicker of movement in the attic window caught Sarah's eye. She dismissed it as a trick of the fading light. But deep down, a sliver of unease began to take root. The Owens family drove into the unknown, leaving behind a house full of secrets. The early days in their new, modern apartment were filled with the chaos of unpacking and settling in. Yet, amidst the whirlwind of activity, Sarah couldn't shake off the nagging feeling that something wasn't right. They received calls from potential buyers who toured the house, each one describing strange occurrences. Doors creaking open and slamming shut on their own, lights flickering erratically, furniture inexplicably rearranged. Michael dismissed it as old house quirks, but Sarah felt a shiver crawl down her spine. The house, it seemed, had a mind of its own, a presence that lingered, unseen, but felt. One evening, while on the phone with their realtor, Sarah heard her name whispered, soft and low, right next to her ear. She spun around, heart pounding, but the apartment was empty. The realtor, oblivious, continued talking about offers on the house. Sarah ended the call abruptly, a cold sweat clinging to her skin. The line went dead, but the faint echo of her name lingered in the air, sending a chill down her spine. She stared out the window, feeling the weight of the house's presence pressing down on her. Days turned into weeks, stretching into months, and the strange occurrences in the house escalated, becoming more frequent and intense. Potential buyers, spooked by unexplained noises and moving objects, backed out one by one, leaving the house unsold. Then came the phone call that sent shivers down Sarah's spine, a call she would never forget. Their realtor, his voice tight with apprehension, described hearing children's laughter echoing through the empty house, a sound that shouldn't be there. He had rushed to the source of the sound, only to find an empty room, the air thick with the unsettling silence of a bygone moment. Driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity, Sarah and Michael decided to spend the night in their old house, seeking the truth. They wanted answers, a logical explanation for the unexplainable events that had plagued them. As they stepped back into the familiar surroundings, a wave of nostalgia washed over them, bringing back memories. The air was thick with memories, both joyous and bittersweet, a tapestry of their past. But beneath the surface of nostalgia, a current of unease rippled, sending goosebumps prickling on their skin. That night, as they lay in bed, listening to the silence of the house, they heard it again, the sound that haunted them. The unmistakable sound of children's laughter, faint but distinct, coming from the hallway just outside their bedroom door. Heart pounding in her chest, Sarah threw back the covers and crept towards the door. Michael, his face pale in the moonlight filtering through the window, followed close behind. They threw open the door, their breath catching in their throats, fear gripping them tightly. The hallway was empty, bathed in an eerie silence that seemed to hum with unseen energy, almost as if it were alive. But on the hardwood floor, a set of small, muddy footprints marked the space where the laughter had originated. Fresh footprints. A chill ran down Sarah's spine as a horrifying realization dawned on her. These weren't just any children's footprints. They were the exact size and shape as her children's footprints from 20 years ago, the day they moved into this house. The house, it seemed, hadn't forgotten. It remembered everything. It clung to the memories of its past residents, replaying them like an old familiar song that never fades. As they stood there, bathed in the pale moonlight, Sarah and Michael understood. This house was more than just bricks and mortar. It was a living, breathing entity, imbued with the echoes of laughter, love, and loss, holding on to every moment. The house was a keeper of secrets, a guardian of memories, and it would never let go. Exhausted and emotionally drained, Sarah and Michael spent the rest of the night huddled on the living room floor, their backs against the cold fireplace. They talked about the strange occurrences, the laughter, the footprints, trying to make sense of it all. As dawn painted the sky with hues of pink and orange, they came to a decision. They couldn't sell the house. It wouldn't let them. This house, with all its quirks and eerie memories, was more than just a dwelling. It was a keeper of their past, a testament to the life they had built within its walls. They packed up their belongings once more, this time with a sense of relief mixed with a healthy dose of fear. As they drove back to their modern, soulless apartment, they knew they wouldn't be gone for long. The house on Oakwood Drive was waiting for them, holding their memories safe within its walls. They knew they would return, for the house was more than just bricks and mortar. It was a part of them. Upon returning to the Victorian house, Sarah noticed something peculiar, something that made her pause. The box of her grandmother's antique teacups, misplaced during the move, was now sitting on the kitchen counter, as if it had always been there. The cups, she could have sworn, were packed away in the storage unit, far from reach. A wave of warmth washed over her, chasing away the lingering chill of unease, filling her with a sense of belonging. The house was welcoming them back, pulling them into its embrace, as if it had missed them. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, yet it felt right, as if they were meant to be there. The Owens family decided to embrace the unusual, to find comfort in the unfamiliar. They learned to coexist with the creaking doors and flickering lights, accepting them as part of the house's unique charm and character. After all, every house had its quirks, didn't it? These quirks made it special. As Sarah sipped tea from her grandmother's china, the warmth of the cup radiating through her hand, she realized something profound and comforting. This house, with all its eerie memories and unexplained phenomena, was where they truly belonged. It was a place where the past and present intertwined, where the echoes of laughter and love lingered in the air, a constant reminder of the life they had built within its walls, a testament to their enduring bond.